we hear about AI innovating in a lot of areas. Hi, I'm Alex Groisman, VP of Ad Product Development at Spectrum Reach, and I'm joined by Grafton.
Grafton Connor, VP Audience Solutions at Cadent.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So we hear about AI innovating in a lot of areas. How do you balance between the use of AI technologies and human contribution to product development?
So a lot of buzz around AI, obviously, at this conference. Our messages here is actually intelligent. So we're using AI, of course, but we want to do it to really improve the human experience and improve users' ability to target, optimize across screens, et cetera. So AI right now is a tool that's making everyone more efficient. And something that we're leaning into, the recently announced Google partnership, and something that's foundational for us as a company.
How does identity weave into the use of AI for these types of partnerships?
Traditionally, people would plan in silos. Here's my linear campaign, here's connected TV, digital, mobile. Identity allows you to understand a consumer across all those channels. And understand, what's the best time to reach them, what's the best channel, what's the best device. To really drive performance for an advertiser. So if you don't have a good identity story, you might end up overreaching a consumer, not understanding what your reach and frequency is. So it's key for advertisers to understand that and ultimately understand identity when it comes to outcomes and measure.
You mentioned reach and frequency. We see a lot in linear TV planning. Reach and frequency is often used as one of the primary metrics that audience are valued against. How do you see that evolving as digital and streaming and linear are all interconnected together now?
Yeah, certainly impression capping across a single medium and understanding, where that consumer is. If it's a high value audience, you want to be able to reach them regardless of what media they're consuming at the time. Reach and frequency is a good proxy for that. But I think as we get more evolved and understand, where the ad impressions are across, not only linear, but CTV, but then digital and mobile, understanding your marketing mix across all those channels. And ultimately, it's about understanding what's going to convert. So if you're able to connect the dots to the outcome and then kind of backing from that, what's the optimal mix that we're going to reach people? Reach and frequency becomes important to that, but then you can go beyond just that and look for additional metrics.
Absolutely. And the conversions are so important. We see that national advertisers have been using conversion data for a very long time, and we've actually been working together on a few projects to help bring that down to scale for small, medium business customers as well. Can you talk a little bit about how you're innovating in that side of the industry?
Yeah, so traditionally, the big national players will have single point solutions. So they'll have a CDP, they'll have a clean room, they'll have kind of these large enterprise type relationships. What Cadent's trying to do and what we are doing is bringing that to not only national advertisers, but mid-market and small and medium-sized businesses, where we can help create an advertising solution across verticals. So you can onboard data through our shared CRM onboarding portal, right? Bring a home address list, bring an email address list. And then seamlessly take that customer data and then move into activation and planning, activation, optimization. That's a solution that's no longer available just to the big players out there. It's now available to the mid-market and small end partners.
With the innovations here on the SMB side, how do you see more accountability being driven with technology for the media sellers in the space?
Traditionally, there was a bit of a handshake deal, and hey, here's the targeting file, here's the target that we're looking to go after. We're hoping that we're going to be able to reach this through a panel-based solution and through kind of proxy metrics. But now with the rise of addressability, the rise of data-driven targeting, right, that accountability is becoming more and more. So
is the trust breaking down that's forcing the accountability, or is the availability of accountable mechanisms forcing a trust but verify status quo shift?
I think everyone's getting smarter, right? So as the buyer gets smarter, as the seller gets smarter, as they start to really understand what's my core audience, where are they viewing, what's driving performance, the advertisers are ultimately demanding that, right? So as the advertisers get more smarter about their audiences, that's then coming in. It's also a lot of the innovation that we're doing on the sell side, right? So as the technology that we have available today just didn't exist 15 years ago, right? So we're innovating together, and it's a partnership with the brands and the agencies to get there.
Definitely. And what are you seeing as the growth drivers in this space? What's going to take us to the next level?
First-party audiences are always going to be key to a marketer strategy. Ultimately, those are your best customers. It's the old marketing adage: it's always easier to get a customer to come back and buy again than to get a new customer. So, understanding those audiences, your first-party audiences, you have direct opt-in consent. As the rise of privacy across various states, as people are getting more privacy conscious, understanding your connection to the end consumer is ultimately valuable. And so being able to reach those consumers, being able to market against them, and then understand what drives growth, that's a big driver for this year. It's going to be the interoperability across the ecosystem. Nobody wants to just have single point solutions anymore, right? They want to be able to upload an audience in one spot and then activate across channels, measure across channels, right? So we as an ecosystem have to work together, and we are, so it's understanding where the customer data is going to lie, and then being able to make it easy for the advertiser to plan, target, optimize, measure.
How's the pendulum swinging between an audience focus and a content focus? Do you see equilibrium finally finding its place? It feels like every other year it's the year of the other shift.
Yeah, there's room for both, I think, depending on the marketer's goals, right? So if it's campaign where reaching that core audience is the most important thing, then it's going to lean more audience. If it's something where context is a really good proxy for that can work too. So I probably always, my title's audience solutions, I probably always lean audience, right? But understanding there's room for both, performance and as well as like higher up the funnel branding stuff that content could be a key component of.
Excellent. Well, what are you most excited for seeing over the next 12 months?
Yeah, I think it's the realization of all the smart intelligence and actual intelligence that we're building into these products and seeing them actually get out in the market and perform. So we've always been a very performance-driven company as a whole, and AI is making us smarter with that, and they're helping to really expand that. And so I think what I'm excited to see is a lot of the work and the product development that we've all put into AI and tested and really get into the mass market and start to see wider consumer adoption and advertising adoption.
Actual intelligence, actual results.
That's right. There you go.
I love it.
Yeah.
Grafton, thank you for sitting down with me.
Alex, thanks for your time today.